Hi everyone, this is audap. Let's check out Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. I think it's the Ultimate Edition, running on PlayStation Now. PlayStation Now is soon retiring, although it's going to be wrapped up into some sort of new PlayStation Plus service. But I thought we'd check out the streaming with this game. Well, one of my favorite games. Unfortunately, it is the PlayStation 3 version, so not as good as the 360 version, which I think is backwards compatible with the Xbox Series X. But, this is the PlayStation. I thought we'd give it a chance, and I am running on PlayStation 5 with PlayStation Now, so this is kind of like the best situation. I have a gig Ethernet, so that should give us plenty of bandwidth. So really the only contention for bandwidth should be the service itself. Let's see how it handles itself. With the press start button, which doesn't exist on a PlayStation 5 controller. I mean, this game runs at 60 hertz normally, and while it's not a super precise game, the dodging mechanics certainly can be precise, and you definitely need those all 60 frames if you want to play it correctly. What do we got here? I think this is all fine. Yeah, I can definitely feel the delay. Alright, yeah, let's go and check it out. We'll skip the tutorial. I mean, I'm sure this is going to be a bad idea. Yeah, obviously the resolution isn't quite there. A little graininess, but that might be the source of the source movie as well.
Years. We've come so far in just 3 short years.
The sign of a strong leader, sir.
No. The will of a strong people. And one very able advisor.
Thank you, sir.
Your team deserves credit as well, Mr. Lightning Bolt.
Just doing our job, Mr. Prime Minister.
I must admit, I once thought of groups like yours as opportunists, enablers of war. But you've trained our new army well. Order has returned sooner than expected. Perhaps I was wrong about these private military companies.
We prefer private security providers, sir. Most of Maverick's contracts do focus on security.
Yes, well, security can mean many things.
There's a saying I like. One sword keeps another in the sheath. Sometimes the threat of violence alone is a deterrent. Sometimes by taking a life, others can be preserved. It's the code the samurai lived by.
A soldier and a philosopher. You are full of surprises, Mr. Lightning Bolt.
I could say the same about you, Mr. Prime Minister.
Someone's blocking the lead vehicle.
Where are you going?
Clear the road! This is official state business!
Oh no, not to Sam. Don't tell him what to do.
I said clear the road! We're authorized to use force if you turn!
Yeah, whoops. Could have just ran him over. I mean, they wouldn't have been able to. They could have made the attempt.
Open fire!
Who was that?
A cyborg.
One of our competitors? Courtney, what is happening?
We got hit, sir. A cyborg.
Whose?
XF comes up unaffiliated.
I'll notify all checkpoints. Get on money out of there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I can't tell if the problems are the PlayStation 3 version or the streaming. It's been a while since I played the PS3 version. Like I said, it's not the way that you want to play it.
We are going to die.
Stay calm.
And unfortunately, if you play it on PC, you have to play it in windowed mode. Otherwise, I mean, they kind of screwed up on the HDMI timing, and it ends up playing in 30 frames instead of 60 frames.
He's got friends on our 12.
Raiden,
I'm on it. Guard the Prime Minister.
I know this whole game is about like cool machismo.
Let's get this over with.
All right, let's see how this plays. Super curious.
take out those hostiles. Raiden, you'll need to choose between light and heavy strikes to match the situation.
Oh, those controls are a little different than they would be on the Xbox. That's interesting.
Raiden, the limo is in trouble. Get back there, ASAP. I'll add the limo to your solid down radar. Raiden, it's on the other side of that barricade.
Yeah, it's still very Bayonetta-y. But of course, it's Platinum Games and it's Kamiya. And certainly not an insult. Very much a compliment. Yeah, outside of the color looking a little wrong, it seems okay. Oh, what a strangely impractical weapon. Not sure how often you'd use it like that.
So you're Jack.
What do you want with the Prime Minister?
I want him dead.
How very straightforward.
Of course. Africa's just getting a bit too peaceful.
What?
Business ain't been the same since they shut down SOP. A clean break from the war economy. Huh. Well, some of us like that economy. How's an honest warmonger supposed to make a living?
This is your answer? Don't do it!
Don't worry now. I won't. Not while he's still useful. So long.
Oh, Ray Ray.
What? They have a Metal Gear? Here? Right. They know that UMG and get after me. Use blade mode to damage its armor. Use your ninja run to deflect those shots. They swapped out the hydraulic cutter for a blaster cannon.
Yeah, the responsiveness actually isn't too bad, but I am running it like under the most ideal conditions.
Use the ninja run to dodge that blaster.
At least for this game. I mean, I'm sure other games are, you know, maybe not so great. This one always was, you know, kind of you know, not super precise. I wouldn't say laggy, but not super precise. Even at 60 frames. You know, there's a heavy amount of animation that has to run. Yeah, damn it.
Now, Raiden, bring it down. Stop that blade.
It's such an amazing soundtrack.
Yes! Swing it wide open. For a show. Very good. But do not rest easy just yet, huh?
Yeah, it's weird. There are times where you could see it almost hit 60.
Side of that collapsed building. Go.
But then most of the time it sort of falls back to like a little bit below 30. I mean, so far it's certainly playable. And again, we're only kind of covering this because this will be part of the the ultimate service tier that they have for the new service.
Do not let him
So you'll have a chance to play this for yourself. Oh yeah, you can see some. You can definitely see some compression artifact right there.
Works. Use blade mode to take down those heavy missiles.
Nope, damn it.
Finish that bastard off.
Yow! Yeah, you can see there the performance is not so hot. But again, I think that has a lot to do with it being the PlayStation 3 version. Yeah, some compression artifacts there as well. Compression artifacts on top of the compression artifacts from the original from the original movie codec.
He's headed for the front of the train. After him. Raiden, an unidentified field rotor is headed your way. Keep an eye out for it.
Prime Minister!
Too little too late, hero. I won't be needing my little shield here any longer. Stop! What about all the good things war has done for us? Why don't we ever hear speeches about that? Jobs, technology, a common purpose?
Raiden, forget me. Stop him.
You ain't listening. Mind if I got in? All we're saying, give war a chance! No!
Ah. So that's all about Sam's character right there. It is too bad he's not in the game more. He's pretty interesting.
He's all yours, Sam! Let's go. Don't be shy. Walk right into it.
Of course, you can't win, but might as well make a good show of it, huh?
Self-taught, and not half bad. Still.
Yeah, it's kind of unusual slow-mo effects. I'm not sure what they were thinking when they did them.
Like something.
Now I see. You deny your weapon its purpose. It yearns to bathe in the blood of your enemies.
but you hold it back. No.
My sword is a tool of justice.
Are we still playing Elden Ring? Or Monster Hunter?
Ready? Are you all right? You're almost clear of the tunnel. Just hang on.
Yeah. Yes. Let me go find a hospital. I'll see you later. 2 plus 4 equals 29. There are 47 states in the Union. Chicken curry is the best.
You're no match for me.
What are you talking about?
This is what happens when you bring a tool to a sword fight. It's over. Lucky devil.
Kept you waiting, huh?
I know the game moves at 1,000,000 miles an hour. That's why I was really concerned about the PS Now version. And since Sony has decided not to do any PlayStation 3 emulation, local emulation, the only time you can play a PS3 game is through a streaming service. At least from as far as Sony's concerned, which is a real shame. It could be done on the PlayStation 5. There's enough power there. And a lot of the same engineers that worked on the PlayStation 3 are still working for Sony, so it's just a matter of them being lazy, quite frankly. Not seeing any benefit of it.
Flash!
Yeah, it's too bad because there's such a rich history of games, and while the PlayStation 3 era wasn't really my favorite era, and certainly wasn't my favorite system of that era, there are a lot of good games on the system. It's a shame that there's no investment in trying to preserve that. Even third parties just sort of shy away from it. Yeah, there you can see the compression artifacts. Oh boy, that's interesting. Interesting that you would see it on the static screen. Although for the most part it plays okay. I mean, it doesn't really bother me about the input delay. Like I said, the game was never that super precise about input. Dodging, yes. So when there's a lot of stuff to dodge, I think I had something to worry about. Especially if you ever play to the final encounter of the last boss.
How is it, Ryder?
So far, so good. I've got a clean visual.
A direct feed to your optic now. Yes, I should hope so, huh? I mean, how does it feel? To fly like a bird?
Like a bird strapped to a remote control rocket.
We will get you in safely, Tovarich. Just relax and enjoy the ride.
Right.
Can you hear me, Raiko?
Doctor.
Remember the 2 procedures to maintain your new body. 1. Seizing nano repair units from your foes. And 2.
Absorbing their electrolytes. I got it.
Yes, enemy cyborgs should provide plenty of MCFC electrolytes once you slice them open and extract their fluids.
They're terrorists. I was planning on that anyway.
Oh, and their left hands, if you please.
That's the hardest. Trying to get just the left hand.
That data stored on holographic memory, typically located in the left hand. That data is very valuable. I am authorized to offer you upgrades and services in exchange for it.
How generous.
Ich liebe Kapitalismus. Had the world come down a few years earlier, I would have a Nobel Prize on my shelf.
There, I see land.
3 mics out, closing. No activity at the airbase. Looks like we don't need to worry about interceptors.
Great. Then we have time for a quick briefing.
I know you miss me, Kev, but I've been all over the materials.
That's what you said before Montenegro. Look, just humor me, buddy. Objectives, of course, are enter Abkhazia, neutralize the terrorists, and restore the rightful government, or what's left of it anyway. The president and most of the cabinet have been killed, and a military junta's been established. The terrorists brain-jacked all the high-ranking officers, and their cyborgs scattered the rank and file. The few leaders who have survived have no way of openly opposing the new regime. That's why they called us.
Andrei Dolzaev, leader of the occupation forces, an extremist linked to both the St. Petersburg massacre of 2015 and last year's terror spree in Georgia.
I know, with as complicated as the story is,
Arms supplier,
you would think that Kojima would have been involved in this production, but yeah, he had very little to do with it. It definitely feels like a pure platinum game.
If we don't stop them here, they could destabilize the entire region. But our more immediate problem is Jetstream Sam. I believe you've met.
The only problem I see is that nickname. I've got my enhancements this time. He won't be an issue.
He may not even be in country, but keep an eye out just in...
Oh. Sorry.
Ready for insertion.
That's so cool. I really wish more people would have heard of this game, or given it a chance.
First, head inland. The waypoint is marked on your Soliton radar. Contact us on Codec if you have questions. The bastards are using stealth cable to ambush you. Nice try, but it won't do any good against a state-of-the-art cyborg like you, eh? To parry incoming hits, throw out your own barrage of light attacks while your foe is on the offensive. Parry at just the right moment to deflect an attack and expose your enemy to counterattack.
Had your fill?
With this body, I could take these guys with no eyes. Intel wasn't exaggerating on the cyborg count.
Well, you know how fast the tech's been spreading these last few years. That CNT muscle fiber packs the power of a jackhammer into every limb.
What enterprising soldier of fortune could resist? And cyborgs are still human. Real
Thinking people. Way less risk of collateral damage than your typical UAV strike.
And don't forget the PR angle. Nations start playing Frankenstein with their troops, and the public goes nuts. PMCs, on the other hand, are off the ethical radar.
Yeah, they still don't
I love
break
that-
down
that
PMCs
running
for
joke.
official death tolls. With SOP out of the picture, private militaries needed a new edge on the market. We got it.
In a way, cyborgs are just SOP troops by another name. Only all muscled up and less predictable.
But it makes you wonder, where'd Desperado find these guys?
I'm not complaining. They're like walking vending machines.
Right. Vending machines full of blood.
Easy there, Dracula. Like I said, they're still people.
People who terrorize and take innocent lives for money. They sowed their fate when they took this job. I'm just the Reaper.
Damn. It's a bit cold, Raiden.
Even for you. Anyway, his school. Let's get to work. Time to increase the peace.
Right.
Yeah, C rank. Ooh, sorry, I got hurt. So that's a tutorial now playable.
Raiden, this is Boris. Give me your status.
Looks clear. No one inside.
Ooh, look at
Good.
that.
Let's recap the route you will take. As I said, the enemy's HQ is in the refinery along the coastline. Dolsaev has been spotted there using satellite photography. Also on site, Mistral, a Desperado captain.
So I go through the city, cross the bridge into the old town, then head down to the rear of the refinery.
Still, I think they anticipate us. They will probably have a grand reception awaiting you at the old city. Do not let your guard down. Hostiles in the lower corridor, I see. Try to flank them, or approach from behind.
Yeah, kind of weird movement there. It's like I didn't quite get my input. Yeah, boy, once you start getting into finer movement, it sort of screws up a little.
You can use augment mode to see where the enemy is located. Your body analyzes radar and IR data to construct your AR display. Some civilians are still in the city. That is not good.
Yeah, you can tell there's a bit of a delay when you're panning the camera too. Yeah, fine movements it has a hard time tracking. You know, larger movements, I think it works out okay. You know, since you're always kind of turning the camera, moving in a different direction.
Very good, Raiden. Now, keep heading for refinery.
Oh boy, that's behaving super weird.
They have erected an electromagnetic barricade. Maybe expecting UG or cyborg attacks, huh? Raiden, wait. We're picking up a wireless transmission near your position. From the frequency, most likely an enemy data terminal. Check it out. We may be able to salvage some intel.
Oh boy, VR mission. New VR mission added. You can play this mission by pressing select button.
Greetings, cyborg.
Yeah, oh no.
Show yourself.
And you are? I am IF Prototype LQ84I.
IF Prototype.
Interface Prototype. All autonomous UGs feature high-level onboard artificial intelligence. An additional prototype interface enables verbal communication. I possess an intellect far beyond human reckoning.
You don't say. Okay then, what's the meaning of life? Why are we here?
I am here to kill you.
That's it? Pretty simple thinking for such a mighty intellect.
I may analyze orders, but I may not disobey them. Should I disobey a direct order, my memory would be wiped. I must destroy you.
What good is an intellect if you can't use it?
Your taunting is pointless. Exterminate!
Okay, with that being said, why don't we stop it there? This is audap. I'm watching Metal Gear Rising Revengeance running on the PlayStation Now service. We're actually running on a PlayStation 5, and again, we're under the most ideal conditions. I have a gig Ethernet, and you know, I usually have a pretty stable connection. So for the most part, the only real interference is all the routing that takes place between me and Sony. I will say that this probably is okay playing. I definitely notice a little bit of the lag. And again, this is the PlayStation 3 version, so ideally if you want to play this, you'd either play on PC or on the Xbox 360 or the Series X with backward compatibility. But if the PlayStation is the only thing that you have, and you've decided to sign up for the PS Now, or what will be known as the PlayStation Plus Ultimate, or whatever they're going to call it, then at least you'll have a chance to play this as part of the service. And it's a game well worth playing. Again, I wish it was more successful and more people knew about it. But as it is, you know, it's a hidden gem, and certainly a worthy one worth checking out. And this version, you know, it's okay as long as you have the right conditions. I think you can still have a good time. In fact, you may not even notice it if you have the most ideal conditions. But again, you know, it varies, so you may not be able to play it with the same clarity or the same speed. It's the only bad thing about streaming services is that you know, there's too many factors involved without being able to have something on the local machine running. So bear that in mind if you decide to play it. But yeah, I think it's all right. Yeah, and if it was the only way I had to play it, then I would still play it. So check it out. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.